looks like here. Okay.
I'm sorry, Carla Wynn in Maryland. I don't know if I introduced myself earlier.
Hey, Carla. No, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
There you go. Let's see here. And oh, wait, not yet. Okay, so we are live. Okay, good deal. Let's see here. I have a couple of you as as co-hosts. So if you guys can help me out here, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me pull up this slide here. And good morning. Good morning to everybody who's coming on board. Getting started in just a moment.
Good morning.
Good morning, Leroy.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Mr. Locker, good morning.
Buenos días.
Where's this? Let's see. Okay, start to do what I. Oh, there we go. Anybody else jumped on? You want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Let us know where you're calling from.
Good morning, Dr. Arlene, Maryland.
Hey, Doc. Good morning.
Dale Boudreaux, Louisiana.
All right. Good morning, Boudreaux. The crazy Cajun is in the building. Can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get this show on the road.
I see you schooled the young man on changing that tire, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I did most of the work, but I let him come in on the back end. I just wanted to make sure he got a little bit of recognition.
Good job, Daddy. Good job.
What gets rewarded gets repeated. So, you know,
Yeah, that was a great job.
yeah, I got to let the muscles develop a little bit more so you can break those lug nuts. You know what I mean? That's the next time. That's the next time.
You covered a lot of ground with that. The muscles, the damsel in distress, just doing a man thing. Not that women can't change tires, but
I have no issues letting a man change a tire.
All right,
None
all right.
There we
whatsoever.
go.
My daughter will definitely learn how to change a tire.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I have no issue letting a man change the tire either. That's why I got AAA. Yeah, I changed it because it was my niece and I wanted to make sure she got out the streets. AAA don't come quick. You know what I mean? So yeah, but let's see here. What is with this internet going slow here today? I apologize, guys.
That means we got something great coming to us when you got the little obstacles.
All right. Right. That part.
Yeah. You know, they say the devil's busy when God is near, right?
Man,
There you go.
if you are not, you're not doing anything big unless you're experiencing violent opposition.
There you go.
I must be doing a hell of a lot.
That, my friend, is true. Let's see. I can just tell you right now, a lot of y'all should be facing violent opposition. The type of production we're getting, a lot of good things are happening in the group, and I'm excited about that. There's a lot of involvement, and like I said, just even with people who, we talk about all the time. People who have been around, have been in the system, but they've never had a great level of success, and then they get to another place, and everything they learn kicks in, plus the environment, the new environment, and the new things that they get a chance to offer, the public. All that stuff plays a role, and what you're seeing is a lot of people right now coming into their own, and that's exciting. That's exciting.
I agree with that 100%.
Yes, sir. Okay. So one thing I can tell you guys is while I'm getting this stuff together is that we do have a great training for you guys today. Obviously, we're gonna kick in. As a matter of fact, let's do that because while I am pulling this up, I can have you guys go ahead and give your reflections for the week, and definitely want to make sure we keep it to about 60 to 90 seconds today because I know a lot of people like to share. I want to make sure we get it going. So, Carla Wynn, obviously, you're first person in the queue. Let us
Great.
have.
Great morning. Great morning. It has been an outstanding week starting on Monday with Idris's training with how do we sell solar during the holidays. Down to Mr. Bean, well, down to Angel's role play and Mr. Bean's millionaire mindset, and Tuesday with the dynamic duo of George and Bean on the oh my God, the business showcase, and on and on and on and on to the beat don't stop until the break of dawn, including increased activity for myself and for my team members, and congratulating to Marva for getting an affiliate this week. That's it. That's all. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, pick a trainer. Whether it be Idris, Angel, Millionaire Mindset call. Give me a nugget that you got out of one of those. Something that really stood out. Something that hit you, and right there between the eyes.
From Idris's training that people are in the mood of spending money, so why not spend?
There you go. There you go.
Money?
And like I said, this is that season. This is the season that people are willing to go broke. Honestly. And I talked about it a couple of millionaire mentorship calls ago, probably a couple of months, about a month and a half ago. And I used to be one of those people. And so at the end of the day, you want to make sure uh, you understand that you have something to sell, but what you're selling, to that person is going to help them at some point in time save money or make money, as opposed to waste money and spend money. What we're doing is even if a person is purchasing a water system, a solar system, a security system, it's an investment. It really is an investment. It's something of value. We have a huge we don't just have one value proposition. We have a lot of value propositions in this company, all the way over to the Smart Money Club. So, at the end of the day, we have something that we need to make appealing to people, make sexy to people, something that's desirable to people. That's if they're not buying from us while they're spending money, that means somebody is doing more, a better marketing and advertising than we're doing. And that's the thing that we have to work on. If they're not buying from you, remember they're buying from somebody. Somebody's getting that money. Okay? And you have something that you can put money back in their pocket. So let's make sure we take full advantage of that. Uh, let's see here. Result. Dr. Arlene.
Yes, sir.
What you got? I'm gonna do some random stuff today. What you got?
All right, all right. Okay, you didn't let me get my coffee, but that's all good too. Good morning, good morning. For me this week, what really stood out, one is the training that Idris did when he talked about during the holidays how to sell solar. And it wasn't what he said about approaching people, but more so about business mindset. That as a business owner, other business owners are out there and they are actively marketing to individuals, and they know that profit is a part of business. So I took that away from there. The other part that I took away was on leadership with Mr. Pacheco, where he talked about leadership is influence. But he also spoke about being part of John Maxwell's speaker program, being certified, and how he invested in himself to have access to John Maxwell to be able to develop and to be able to grow. And that was impactful for me because this week I went to a John Maxwell course and I'm like, oh, yes, the first day I'm going to buy this. And then I kind of pulled back, and then my work schedule got crazy and I didn't get to go to the other two, but I'm going to get to hear the recordings from the other 2 days to make a determination as to whether or not I want to invest in that package to become a better speaker. And then last but not least was the training by Chris Hart yesterday. That really impacted me because I've trained myself to focus a lot on pleasure versus what is the pain that I'm experiencing right now that's going to make me get up and move my buns and get something done. And so for me, my weekend reflection is going to be not only, oh yeah, I want to travel the world and I want to take these National Geographic trips, but also what if I don't do this, what is the pain that I will experience if I do not build residual income? So those are my takeaways for this week.
That's good stuff. Well, first of all, I applaud you for investing in your future, investing in your business, investing in yourself. When you look at what we have here, guys, we're really in a personal development industry, in a personal development company, and you get paid based on your growth. Right? And if you actually have opportunities, to get better and to bridge the gap between you and the elites, and then put yourself in a position where you become an elite, and then bridge the gap between you and the field. That's how you become a six-figure monthly earner, not a six-figure annual earner, right? And so you got to understand right now, you got a lot of people out there who are joining companies every day, but they're joining and they're quitting every day, right? They're joining, they're quitting, they're joining, and they're basically not putting the work in on themselves, right? Not putting the work in on their trade. And so when you talked about, because we had this conversation about speaking and presenting and being a leader and being able to serve the masses and serve your team, and we talked about the John C. Maxwell deal. And that's why I said for you, it may be for you, but it may not be for everybody else. You got a lot of people out there who are not ready for personal development. A lot of people out there who are not ready to take that next step. And it's unfortunate. Yeah. Hold on one second here. Omi, if you can actually hit the record button, it's not letting me record. If you can hit the record button, I appreciate it. Yeah, so during COVID, I've always been a personal development guy, but I probably spent $400, $500, $600 on 19.99 courses and 29.99 courses. People trying to get you, gotcha courses, where they give you a little bit and then they charge you a lot. Well, for me, you know, I don't have a problem spending $19 if you're gonna give me, $500 to $1,000 worth of game. 29.99 here if you're gonna help me put together something that's gonna help me recruit more people. $19 here if you're gonna help me, put myself in a position where I can become a better speaker or whatever it is. I'll take those because I know what the game is. I know what you're trying to do, and I applaud you for doing it. You just won't get me for the 5,000, the 10,000, the 20,000. Okay. The only way you put me in that situation is if I know for a fact that I am going to get something out of it, and it's going to have to be something major. When we partner with John C. When we partner with Grant Cardone, that was because I knew the whole entire field was going to benefit. And I knew also I'd learned some other things as well. But when it comes to the masses, I knew that that group of people could teach my group, my audience, a whole lot better than I could. Right? One, because they're third party. When you're teaching your people tend to take you for granted. Right? They don't they don't plug in. They take information that you use and they might take a nugget from it or two and talk about how great the trainer was and never use it. Right? And so, when you have somebody else, when you have a babysitter come in and the babysitter has permission to spank you, at that point in time, you sit down and pay attention to you. And then when the parent come back home, you got a better child. You know what I mean? And that's just sometimes it is what it is. That's why I tell people, leave your son with me, leave your daughter with me for a week and come back and get them. They'll be good for the rest of their life because it's not the fact that I'm a disciplinarian, which I am to a certain extent, but it's just me knowing how to condition somebody's child. And I know for a fact that child is not going to disrespect me like they're going to disrespect their parents because the parents have been soft. They've been, all cuddly and, so they spoil them and Google, they talk to them like they babies, saying, oh, look at, and they 2 years old. You're still talking to them like they 3 months old, and so that's how you treat your business partners as well. You get in, you tell them how great they're going to be. You're excited for them, telling everybody how they're going to come in and kill it, and all they do is kill your dreams because now they're in the witness protection program, and it's because you didn't raise them right, right? From birth, from the time they got started in the business, you didn't put them in a position where they can actually come in and grow. Okay, and so that's a thing. So right now, I encourage everybody, as if there's something in your business that you are needing to get better at, I definitely want you to, go to YouTube. You don't have to buy anything. YouTube has everything, right? Just figure out what area of your business you need to get better at, and go Google it. And I'm gonna just say for those of you who want to be creatives and you want to get some stuff, some real good information and insight on some things, go to AI, go to WhatsApp. WhatsApp, you can type anything in WhatsApp. Hey, what is this? What is that? And like even with the the sizzle call. So when I did the sizzle call, I typed what is build? And then it gave me some kind of crazy answer. Then I said, what is build the high ticket sales network marketing company, networking company? And then it gave me an answer. So when it gave me the answer, I said, okay, I'm gonna take that answer and I'm just gonna go and grow on it and read and build on it. And it was 3 paragraphs. But I turned the 3 paragraphs into a whole entire sizzle call. Okay. So when you look at, what you're trying to do, guys, there's a lot of resources out there. You just have to be, you just have to be in a mindset that you got to get that information. You got to get better. You have that insatiable thirst and desire to be a whole lot better than where you are right now. You can't think that you are already here. You already have the answers. Regardless of how good we are, we can all get better. And so investing in yourself, investing in your business is also investing in your team members and investing in your company, right? So I appreciate you, Dr. Arlene, for that. And that's good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And by the way, great training, by the way. So I mean, great presentation, by the way. I appreciate presenting with you. So you guys are getting a whole lot better, and I'm seeing the evolution even in your conversations and presentations. So awesome. All right, Jeremy Dennis.
Good morning, sir. Appreciate this every morning or every Saturday. I love my Saturday calls. But I want to say I appreciate you and Miss Bean. I want to thank Dr. Arlene because her presentation was amazing. I can see her growing just in the last couple of years that I've been in this awesome, amazing family. I mean, she's grown a lot. I appreciate Angel and Dell and everybody on our team. It's helping me grow just from learning from what everybody else is doing. and be a mentor from you. So I appreciate everything. My wins for the week, uploaded 5 commercial deals this week. Out there grinding, and I listen to a lot of the videos and stuff on the go while I'm in my truck every when you upload them, and then if we have meetings. So but that's pretty much my wins and takeaways of everything. Just listen to everybody and watching everybody grow, and picking different parts that people have that I need to put in my life and make myself better. So appreciate you.
And one of the things I do want to, and I appreciate you as well. And one of the things I do want you to do is I want to make sure that you start also building out your team. Now, I know you're knocking on doors, guys. At some point in time, remember, sales go up, sales go down. Some people in their head, even though sales are not seasonal, people make them seasonal based on how they're conditioned. Okay, and then again, you're right there at a moment where you might be able to get this deal almost about to close. Next thing you know, is either extended or it goes away. And now all you have to show for everything you've done is a little frustration. And so if you're not emotionally sophisticated enough to combat that, it could take you out. Okay. I'm just telling you. So build you a team. Remember, I can count. I know how much money is in every deal. Like when you talk about speaking of Chris Hart, again, when I listened to some of his training, when he actually did something I love to do. I love breaking down numbers, and when he talked about a person who's making a $7,000 deal, right? And that person, let's just say, compared to a person who is making $25 an hour on the job, right? I mean, think about that for a second. A person who's $7,000 deal versus a person who's making $25 an hour on the job. A person who's making $25 an hour on the job has to work 300 hours to equate to that one deal, right? And so when I'm looking at them type of numbers, and I'm thinking, man, I can make that type of money, but at the same time, I'm looking at, okay, so what do I need to do to get $7,000 a month coming in every month without me doing a deal? So I'm on a whole entirely different, calculator right now, because there's some right now money, right, that you guys should be fighting for. But there's some tomorrow money, right, that you should be, how you say, laying it all on the line for. Okay. Eating a day is one thing, eating for the rest of your life is a whole entirely different thing. That residual income, I'm telling you guys, man, once you get it in your system, once you put it in play, once you've been able to take the rest of your life, I've taken a whole segment of my life off, period. I don't care what you see me doing on social media and presentations, that ain't work. When a man's making 40, 50,000, $100,000 a month, what he's doing because he wants to, not because he has to. You have nowhere to be except for where you want to be. You don't answer to anybody. That's ultimate freedom, right? It ain't about being the richest person in the world. It's about being the person who's done what they need to do to take the rest of their life off. That's it. Whatever that number is for you, you can get that here. So make sure you guys don't make sure, learn how to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Learn the true definition of genius, right? Build your team while you're building your portfolio. Build your team while you're building your sales force. So like right now, the most important part about building a team is making sure your team is on this call, right? So while you have a person in the call, remember, get them in, keep them in, right? And move them along while you're bringing more people in, right? So if you don't have people on the call, guys, again, remember, when you look at the call, you're looking at the team. Think about that for a second. When you look at the call, you're looking at your team, how big your team is, right? How many people do you have that's really committed, to what we are doing? And that's how I always judge things. It's not about how many numbers I see in the back office. It's not about how, it's not about any of that. How many people I have that's active, how many subscriptions ran. It's about who my core people are. Then we put over 200,000 people in a 19-year, almost a 19-year span in one company, 15-year span in one company almost, right? And that was with 18 people, 18 core people. those 18 core people had their own core people, right? But 200,000 people came from those 18 core people. So your core people are the ones who are going to show up on these calls on Monday nights and on these calls on Saturday mornings and do whatever intermediate training they need to do, but you want to make sure you're building the team and then building your core at the same time while you're building your portfolio. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Philip.
Yes, I appreciate the platform, Mr. Bean, and I just, yeah, hit me right in the nose. That actually is what I'm learning to do right now. Basically, and my wins for this week is not only plugging in, but talking to family, friends, and the closest to you is family. And my sister and I had a conversation 2 weeks ago, and she was talking to me about how mom is improving, but yet my mom she sacrificed a lot for us, and I was thinking how to give back to her, and she worked for IRS. She's done so many things, and I said, you know what, Alexandra, I would like to. That's my sister's name. I would like to do a business presentation for you all, and they've been seeing me post, but my mom was an affiliate when I started, but she never got into it. And I said, I'm going to have a conversation with mom, but I wanted to. My sister, she's in the medical field, so she's always busy, but she was definitely convinced after I talked to her about it. But people believe what they see, not what they hear, obviously. But got a chance to get my mom on business presentation last Saturday and was able to sign her up. I was like, don't worry about it. I want to get you. I was like, I'm so I so know this is gonna work and help you, and I want to help you. And then I know this is gonna be a game changer, personal development and mentally, because I know you can do it. And she's just got her insurance license just now. She's working at this medical center, and she was happy when I put her on. And I just I got a 3-way with Idris today with her, and basically I want to whatever I can do to help my mom. And then my sister, I'm gonna definitely reach back out to her. But just the fact that building a team, like you were just saying to Jeremy, it's for myself as well, for all of us, building a team and building your learning in the field that you're good in. And I'm dipping into solar some, but security would be more of my field, because that's what I'm doing. And so that Ripple Secure, I'm looking for that to be a game changer for me. But I'm learning I got my first builder, and that's exciting for me. So the sky's the limit from here.
Yeah.
And Tony Dinner also put me in BNI, and I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm just getting out of my comfort zone. He put me in a virtual BNI, and that's going to work. I'm looking forward to that and learn and meet them and talk with them so they can get to know me and I get to know them.
Okay. So what are you going into BNI as security or solar or what?
To market the company, like to pretty much to present the
That's
company.
what industry? Because when you actually join an industry, when you actually join a BNI, you're gonna have to have one industry to focus on.
Oh,
What's your industry of focus?
Well, it would be. I would say it would just be. Could I say it would be maybe security? I hadn't dipped into that, but because I was going to do build network, but I'm assuming security.
Yeah.
Security.
You won't be able to do build, because again, the build encompasses a lot of different things. So
Oh,
they're going to have you focus on one or the other. And keep in mind that whatever BNI you go to, if they already have a security guy, you won't be able to do security. One thing I will tell you to do is this, though. I would tell you that while the Ripple Secure is coming on board, get as in tune with solar as possible or in tune with water as possible. You want to sell something we already have, so you can be versatile, right? So because remember, it's about what the people want. What you're comfortable with is one thing. What the people want and what the people are buying is a whole entirely different thing. And so right now you got the solar industry is blowing up, booming, and Ripple is not here yet. And so you want to sell the now, not the later, right? All right. So just want to make sure you get, because right now I want to make sure while you're out there in these streets, I want to make sure you're productive in it. I want to make sure that your activity turns into productivity. All right. And that happens based on being being on purpose. And so that's one of those things I want to make sure before you go lead this call today. Just be on purpose when you go to those BNI meetings. and talk about solar, something that you actually have. Because if you let's just say if you're in security and you're doing ADT or Brinks, yeah, that's not going to be as sexy. That's not going to be as hot. That's not going to make you any money. You can do that without BNI, right?
Right.
So whatever you understand what you got, Chan, you got Freedom Forever, you got Encore Solar, and you got a presidential cabinet that's all focused on clean energy and solar right now. You have talking points. You got the government. When's the last time you sold somewhere you had the government backing you up?
Not ever.
Exactly. So this is the thing. This is how you get wealthy. Wealthy people are opportunists. Okay. You might want to write that down. Wealthy people are opportunists. Not when you look at broke people are also opportunists. Okay.
Yeah.
Wealthy people are opportunists. When they see an opportunity where they can have a once in a lifetime moment, okay, they take full advantage of it. Broke people, when they see an opportunity to talk themselves out of a once in a lifetime moment, they take full advantage of it. Okay. They're both opportunists. Remember, self-sabotage is a real thing. Again, and you're self-sabotaging when you're self-sabotaging. Right. So it's not like it's a secret. Ain't like it just snuck up on you and you just woke up one day and realized what you've done. No, you were a part of it. Right. So when you're in that moment, what would Warren Buffett do if he was in this company? What would he focus on?
Solar.
Okay. So that's how you think. Put your brain, put the brain of a person who's making the type of money that you want or the type of money that you feel like you'll never ever even sniff. Ask yourself, what would they be doing if they were in your position in your company, right? So when you're talking to these people, educate them on what's going on, when it comes to clean energy, educate them what's going on when it comes to water. But you want to sell something that's high ticket and something that's right now. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bain. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Boudreaux.
Yes, sir. Great morning, Mr. Bean. I appreciate giving me a little vine here. And so this week, it started last Saturday. It didn't start last Saturday, but you're always throwing gasoline on the fire, and you're always like a half a step or a full step or 3 steps or 4 steps ahead of me. So I appreciate that. That vision is awesome. But making sure we're getting in the trenches and breaks and build the 2000s last Saturday. You said this as part of the 6 steps, right? So I took that to heart. And really what I started doing lately is really getting out of my comfort zone by cold calling people. And I'm not a cold caller. Mr. Bean will tell you, like, in the last 15 years, I never cold call. I just not a cold caller. But Monday night, Miss Angel, I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all not getting on these calls, y'all need to get on them because she is giving straight up fire nuggets. These are nuggets you can't even barely hold in your hand. I mean, these things are so hot. If you don't know how to do a networking event, you need to go listen to that call. But her, you know, going through these things, and I'm on that call helps me with this cold calling and also how to frame things up like home essentials, referral partnership. How you speaking to people matters. And she is just given some great, great training, Mr. Bean. I can't edify her enough and the nuggets she's putting out on Monday nights. And I tell you, man, I'm writing so fast and listening so hard. I think my paper's just starting to catch on fire. It's just scorching up in the paper. You know what I mean? So on top of the millionaire mentorship calls and the presentations and how you cultivating our team, Mr. Bean, is just, I tell you, man, I always say this, and I'm part of a Fortune 500 company that does nothing like this. Matter of fact, they're gonna start laying people off. So it's Christmas time. People ain't getting their bonuses, so they're gonna lay people off to get their bonuses. So what you building an entrepreneurial empire over here while they tearing people down. All right, so I'm just telling you the differences, man, that I see in what I'm doing every day. So, but the bottom line is you got to get in the trenches and go to work. You just have to. If you can't get around not working, it's not going to happen. If you think that's going to happen, you're wrong. So everything you say in the day about getting in the trenches, making yourself better, going after building because that's where the money's at, is all. I'm totally in line with that, and I feel good about what's happening in the next year. I'm telling you. Thank you, Mr. Bean.
No problem. And I'm gonna just tell you right now, you have an opportunity to build your exit strategy for people who have a job. It's like I said, there's nothing wrong with having a job. Jobs pay bills. Jobs save lives. You know what I'm saying? Jobs keep families healthy and keep marriages together. Let's not get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with jobs. Just like there's nothing wrong with getting a college education. You have people who they talk about, even though college is big business, there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is this, you just got to understand it. It's something wrong with not having a plan B for it. It's something wrong with not having an exit strategy, or what if situation happens, where they don't want you to work anymore. Like you said, you got people who literally are terminating people in before Christmas, right? Like literally letting people go because they need to create enough padding for them to get a bonus. That ain't even business. Okay, that's man. But that's why you have to be your own boss. But guess what? But that's why they're their own boss. Because they want to call the shots. They're doing their thing, regardless of whether you like it or not. They're entrepreneurs. They put themselves in a position where they can do as much dirt as they want or as much good as they want. You ain't gotta like it, but if you got a job, you got to deal with it. Yeah, that's just a fact of life. At the end of the day, don't put yourself in something that you can't get yourself out of. Like I've never had a job like literally, once I came home from the military, I had one job, and I took that one job as a bridge from me. Thank you, darling. I took that one job as a bridge because at one point in time in real estate, I wasn't good at taking care of taxes and stuff like that because I'm blue. I wasn't organized. Organized chaos. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so I needed to get a job, and I knew that job was supposed to be a 12-month job. Ended up being 24 months, but then I went right back into the entrepreneur section. I already knew what it was. I already knew why I had that job, and basically I had a time frame on when I was going to leave. And the only reason, I say 24 months is because they paid me 4 times the amount of money that I agreed to make in the beginning. And so it helped me get not just out of the situation that I was in, but it helped me build a foundation of savings where I can go back into the independent sector and not have to worry about anything. I had 6 to 9 months worth of living and lifestyle living where I can bet on myself. So if you have a job, you got to have an exit strategy. Period. Okay, it's your exit strategy is not retirement. Retire yourself, and if you just happen to make retirement and you got all this extra money on the side, that's perfect. That's the scenario that you're looking for. Okay, but don't become a victim. Don't become a statistic because AI is doing a lot of y'all's job right now. They just haven't figured out how to replace you 100% just yet. Okay. I'm just thinking about it for a second. All these people who are consultants, all these people who need advice on stuff. I just told you, I can go to AI, ask WhatsApp. I don't even pay for WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying? I can go ask a question in WhatsApp, and it's going to run down a whole rap sheet of anything I ask, and I can do anything I want, get anything I want out of AI, and that's putting somebody out of a job. Period. So get creative, get open-minded. All these people talking about, I don't want to do this, I don't like to do that. I'm gonna just say right now, your bill collectors, you know, you might want to figure out what you need to do instead of what you like to do because they don't care anything about what you like to do. Whatever you owe them, they want, and whatever they come to collect, they're gonna collect one way or the other, right? Your family, their stomachs, and their quality of living don't care anything about what you like. You're the breadwinner, you're the president of the household, right? It ain't about what you like. I don't like doing a whole lot of stuff that I've done. legally, ethically, and morally, I just didn't like it, period. Because again, I didn't want to do it. I had to do it. I don't like doing anything that I have to do, based on, me, based on the financial situation. But I liked the lifestyle after I did it. I liked the freedom after I did it. I liked the traveling around the world after I did it. I liked the shopping after I did it. Yeah, I like being able to gift and do things with family members and people I love after I did it. But I ain't like doing it. Get out your emotions, get out your feelings, because your emotions and your feelings will have you miserable and broke. Just telling you. Just telling you. Like right now, we got this level up conversation. Like level up, it's coming to an end. And I'm gonna put the matter of fact, I'll actually put the banner in the group right now. Let me go to one's thing. And I'm gonna do a video for the rest of the company. But um you got opportunity to get people to level up, right? And there it is. Yeah, because for whatever reason, my computer's acting crazy, so I can't pull it up on here. But you got an opportunity to go out there and promote. Okay. Remember, promoting at every level, like when you look at every company out there, all of the biggest Fortune 500 companies, all the biggest, multimillionaires, all the people who make the most money in industries that are out there, they all do so because they know how to promote. Okay. Call it marketing, call it campaigning, whatever it is. But you need to become a master promoter, right? And when you promote, you're giving something to somebody that they need, or will enjoy. And so when you look at a person who's needing to level up, they need to level up. You get paid for them to level up, but you ain't getting paid a whole lot of money. It's not about you, right? And so they should understand that you leveling up it's $20. Stop playing. This you leveling up for you, not me. That $20 does nothing for me. That $5, whatever, the $10, that $20 does nothing for me. Okay. That does everything for you based on the fact that you get all of this stuff with this. Think about it. How many of you really sat down and took inventory of what type of value comes with $199? Okay. $199. Let's think about it for a second. $199 gets you three industries that we operate in right now. Solar. You got three companies. You have a solar company, a water filtration company, a security company, right? You have in the smart money program, right? You have an education to help you become money, okay? Teach about money, scale your money, diversify your money, create a legacy with that money, right? But there are other things in that there are other businesses coming from that. There's other opportunities coming from that for 100 within that $199. Right? You have savings in the membership reward side that's if you've been using it, you're saving hundreds of dollars. If you've been using it. Some of you have it and don't use it. And for the life of me, I understand why you haven't even looked at it. That's again, intelligent people take full inventory of everything they have at their receipt at their disposal, even if they never plan on using it. You have people who are vegans who, when they bought burger joints, they tasted the food just so they can know what it tastes like and what the experience was for. It's like, yeah, this is based on their belief. Yeah, they were a vegan, but they ate the beef, they ate the burger, they sampled the food. So when you look at a marketing, guys, you gotta know what you have your hands on. You gotta use what you have at your disposal, so you can actually give people an honest account of what you have your hands on and what is done for you. You know, me telling people Kyrie's story, or the T-shirt story, right? The Old Navy, or Sabrina's story with her and Eddie with the movie theaters, or Idris' story with him getting a hotel for his mother, or that's cool. But what do you do? What did you do? How did you use it? Oh, I went to Vegas. I stayed at the Bellagio 5 nights, say $28 a night. Matter of fact, when we did our event down in California, I stayed at the Hilton LAX, where the event was. I say $31 a night, $186 total. Only thing I regret is that I didn't know about it before we booked our Cancun deal, because I would have saved another $317 after I did the research on it. That's for a 3-day weekend. I would have saved $317. That's my only regret about the membership, that I didn't know about it sooner. So you can't get me on mine, right? I have solar from the company. I have water from the company. I'm a walking, living, breathing testimony of what I represent. Yeah. And there are a lot of things about the company that needs to get better. It's a brand new company, right? But guess what? The last company I was in, where we made millions of dollars, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 a month at some point in time. That company was run out of ice cream shop in the beginning. Matter of fact, he just laughing because he know exactly what I'm talking about. When you Googled it, it was on Google Maps. The address didn't lead to nothing. And that's what people were telling us. Y'all bought into this. Y'all don't even know what y'all doing. Y'all don't even have an office. That company don't even exist. You know what I'm saying? People will always try to find a reason to put you out of business. Right? You in business. It's not even about them joining or not joining. They want to put you out of business. They don't want to join. It's not good enough for them not to just join, not join, but they got to take you out on the way out. And you let them. Well, it won't happen if you're a product of the product. It won't happen if you use a system and services. It won't happen if you've already made a check. It won't happen if you already know it works and you're working it. It can't happen. Remember, think about this for a second. When you look at lions and you look at gazelles, antelopes, hyenas, anything they chasing, right? Lions don't chase the fastest and the strongest. They chase the herd to figure out who's the weakest, the one that falls behind, the one that's left and last, the sickest, the youngest. They want the easy catch. They just running. They want to make sure everything moves so they can figure it, so it can all work its way out. They understand it's a law of numbers. If I run that way and everything moves, something's gonna be left standing. I can catch that one. It's the weakest one. It's the one that has no belief. It's the one that don't use the system. It's the one that don't plug in. It's the one that don't use the memberships. It's the one that don't understand what smart money is. It's the one that haven't tried any scripts. It's the one that doesn't plug into any program. I want that one. That's the one I want. And they licking their chops because they know they can get you. You the weak one. All right? You the weak one. You the target. They looking for you. They're not looking for me. I'm the one they're scared of. I'm the one that'll turn around and bow my head and put my antlers down and go running back at them. And then they gonna run. Lions do run, right? Yeah. I watch enough Animal Kingdom with my, what I'm saying, to know that lions run. You know what I'm saying? So they stay smart. They understand when they're in danger, right? Trust me. You just think that, guys, you just think that because people, like, that's why some of y'all won't even talk to the people who can do you the biggest, can make the biggest impact in your business. Y'all won't even talk to your chicken list because you're scared. You don't want to approach the lion. If you run at that lion with conviction, that lion will respect you. If you run out that person that's at the top of your list that makes the most money and can do the most damage, good damage in your business, that person will respect you. Because that person knows you're not intimidated, by them. That person knows that you understand their value and what that value can do. That person understands that that their intellect, can receive the information that you're giving, that you're putting out. That person will do business with you. That's how I got rich talking to rich people or rich-minded people, not talking to broke people, not talking to the weak. Some of y'all talk to people who work at fast food restaurants, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you talk to them because you believe that they weak and they need it. They need the money. That person is flipping burgers, right? That person don't even talk to anybody in public. They in the back and front because they don't have that person in the back on burgers because they don't have they don't have the ability to communicate with the customer with people. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to speak. They don't know how to present. They don't know how to handle customer service, right? That's why they're in the back. You don't even like, but that's who you want to go after instead of going after the person who owns the joint. They sitting right there in the lobby. You talking to somebody across the counter. They out there doing the numbers, and you out here, you talking to the people the easy people. And then you want to talk about them when they don't join you. Man, that's why they broke. That's why your business is failing. Because you're the wrong person talking to the wrong people. Attack the lion. Go after the people who understand money. You only got one shot to do. This window will close on you. Don't get it twisted. Remember, the opportunity of a lifetime is only around for the lifetime of the opportunity. That window will close on you. Don't think because you're in the business first that you're first. Remember, you're in the business first, but you're not the first to take advantage of it. Plus, you're not the first in the industry. There are people in this industry killing it right now. There are people in this industry right now making $100,000 a month, and it's a lot of them. Not a few, right? A lot of them. They're killing the industry, figuratively and literally. So it's time for you to go. It's time for us to go up here and take advantage of what we have our hands on. Sarah.
Hey guys, and I just want to say thank you, Mr. Bean, for letting me speak, but also thank you for I feel like I've said this before, but thank you for creating the system that you've created. I'm going to be very brief, though I have 3 things I want to share. Thank you so much for allowing Angels to do a presentation on the networking. Even though I've been to networking events before, this is the first time I've ever had someone reach out to me after the networking event and not me reach out to them. So now I have people who want to hear more about high ticket sales without me having to go and seek them out. Also, thank you for allowing Landon to create the ads. We hit a hiccup with Twilio, but we finally got past it and we're going to be able to run our ads either this weekend or next week. And what really motivated me was a story he shared about someone who's also 23, who was doing the ads part-time, making 5 sales a month. And I was like, with 5 sales a month, I'm going to do more eventually. But yes, I could buy the house that I want to buy. And then also something that I wanted to share was from Chris Hart's training that was really impactful to me. When he said, you are less likely to move towards your goals than you are away from pain. So then that really stuck with me because I was like, part of the reason why I've been doing virtual networking and not going in person was because I don't really like talking to people, and talking to people virtually is like a good little crutch. And so then I had to think, okay, well, it's better to talk to people. So then that saying to me was like, you got to find something that hurts more than what you're afraid of. And you got to just be like, I don't care if I'm afraid. I want to be successful more. And it would hurt to not be successful more. So yeah, those are my nuggets. Thank you so much for letting me share.
Great nuggets. I'm talking about power pack nuggets. You know what I'm saying? That's some good stuff. And that's what we talk about, the conditioning aspect of it, guys. Remember, fear is the one thing that's rooted in everything negative. It don't matter what it is. Every negative emotion has fear right there at the root of it. And so when you look at why you don't do certain things and you just keep on asking yourself, well, I don't do this because of this. Okay, so why is that? And so why is that? And you'll always end back at fear. Okay, so when you look at you saying, okay, I'm going to beat my fear, I'm going to now go to these events. What happens is now your financial thermostat increases just because of the decision, right? And then when you go out there and start reaching out to people, communicating with people, touching people, and showing people who you are because you have an amazing personality, right? And people love talking to you, and you're robbing people for not talking to them, right? Meeting you was again, the when I met you on that trip, and we were in Cancun, and we were out there in the water jet skiing, and you was so competitive. It was like, man, I'm ready to race anybody. Like, who doesn't want to meet a person like that? Always smiling, always positive. You know what I mean? And just you bring life to people, and you're robbing people when you at home on Zoom. So stay out in those streets, stay out there in those in at those networking events. You know what I'm saying? Even go back to knocking on doors from time to time because you're amazing at it. And people need to see some. I'd rather have you knock at my door than some of these other deadbeats. If you're gonna knock at somebody's door, have a pleasing personality where you can have a conversation with somebody and somebody who somebody wants to talk to, you're that person. Okay. And so I'm glad you had that breakthrough. I'm glad that Angels training did that, and Chris Hart's training again. And that's the thing about with me, I don't care who it is, as long as you're not ultra disrespectful, I can learn something from you. Yeah. And so that's why when I listen to Chris, the psychology, of sales that Chris uses, what I'm saying, it's something that I wasn't exposed to when it comes to solar and the kind of the dynamics of how he has his conversations and how he looks at bills and all these other different things he does. I love it. Right. And so, and I take it and, I put it in conversations and presentations to where I can use it to where it fits me, my personality and stuff like that. Right. Is though, like I said, personally different from Idris. Same thing, but there are a lot of different things that Idris does when he trains that I love. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you're always going to have a contrast, but don't ever pigeonhole yourself in one situation where you got, one source of information. Everybody out there, the professionals have a lot of different sources, right? And I'm gonna just say some of y'all, when you hear like some of y'all do your presentations, right? And then all of a sudden you hear people using your stuff on their presentation, that's flattering. You know what I'm saying? Because I even heard like some of the stuff that Aegis, when Aegis did his presentation, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give him credit. I'm gonna give him credit, but I gotta use it. I gotta use this part right because when I looked at when he talked about just the houses, right? Like what do you see when you see the house? That one little thing, right? Because now I look at houses different. You know what I'm saying? It's like that a house now represents four different streams of income, revenue, not one because of the roof. Yeah, you don't see no roof, but at the end of the day, if you don't see no roof, and I can guarantee you, just as many of those houses that don't have solar don't have water filtration systems. More of them have security, but they don't. None of them have ripple, right? And also when you look at the personal development level when it comes to finances, guys, we already know that in those households, 10% of those people will retire financially free. 90% of those people will never in those houses will never ever retire. So they need financial literacy. They need the smart money club. They need the opportunities. Those there are people under those roofs that are drowning under those roofs. There's a build opportunity there for a lot of those roofs. So like when there's just hearing him do that presentation, I'm like, man, that right there. And he said other stuff on it that got my attention too. But if I'm gonna steal anything, I'm stealing that. I'm gonna give him credit, and I'll never use it. That's the other thing. If you're ever doing a presentation with somebody who you stole something from, don't use their stuff while they're there. So that's just disrespectful because don't do that. That's the worst thing you could ever do. All right. It's like you being a comedian and you going up before the comedian who you stole from and you use their whole act and then they come up, they ain't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. But no, I just appreciate the fact that you guys are becoming more and more skilled at what y'all do, and you guys are becoming more and more valuable, to the company. And yeah, you got even with Roxy and Matt, all of just seeing Roxy and Matt and all of their photos and videos and stuff doing presentations. Like they're doing presentation after presentation now, right? Instead of having somebody do presentation after presentation for them, there ain't nobody there with them no more, right? And I'm not even saying that they never done a presentation by themselves. What I'm saying is now they are on purpose doing presentation after presentation. That I don't know if y'all follow, but anybody's like if you're in the WhatsApp group, you see them, right? Presentation after presentation after presentation. They get it. They're out there grinding, right? Again, opportunists, right? When people are opportunists and they see an opportunity to come up, they're gonna take it, and that's what you're supposed to do. Remember, there are no shortage of mentors, right? There are no shortage of rich people, rich and wealthy people who are willing to teach you what they know. There's a shortage of people who understand the value of that and who are willing to do what's required to gain access to it. Right? So But going back to you, Sarah, I appreciate your comments. Good stuff. And like I said, continue to plug in, continue to evolve, because again, this industry needs people like you. Appreciate you. Hey, Angel Trent.
Hi, Mr. Bean. Hi, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to share and for this wonderful platform. I love my Saturdays, right? It's it's what we all need, that dose that we need. So, for my wins for this week, I have a lot of sick kiddos in the house, and I was sick too. So, the great thing about this business is we can be versatile. And so instead of sitting there and I already was sick for 2 weeks and I couldn't do anything. Now I'm still here in, kind of in the house because I can't leave it. So I went back to my social media. So before I was networking a lot, and now I'm doing my social media. And I've been sending out about 25 to 30 30 exposures every single day again. And I'm starting to get that traction again from my social media to where I'm booking 2 to 3 Zooms a day. So from that, because just like Idris was saying, I love getting on these calls with different people. Like you said, Mr. Bean, we always have to keep on learning. Even if you're getting good at a certain thing, there's always room for improvement and rooms for you to learn from Chris Hart, from everybody, and take GCU and kind of marry that all together. That's the magic of the beans that you do, right? That you do. And so I was able to book my Zooms on this week. So I have 2 to 3 different Zooms, and I even talked to certain people, like you were saying, in that I was staying away from, like our old network marketing people in previous companies. I actually called them up, and one of them, he's actually a roofer now. So we're having great conversations about getting started and how this is completely different from network marketing. And so he's loving it, and he was actually in Organo. And, of course, we were on the nosebleed, so they never got a chance to get to know you and Mrs. Bean. And it's crazy. And he was like, man, I don't know him, but I'm loving him from what you're saying.
Edification.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people who used to be network marketing guys who do something different, but things that they learned from network marketing has made them successful in what they're doing now. You'll see a lot of people transition to insurance, see a lot of people transition to real estate. You see a lot of people transition to a lot of different areas in sales. A lot of people go out of network marketing into solar, into commercial solar, into different things out there as well. So you'll find a lot of people who you can double back and talk to who, if you look at their pages, they don't have a network marketing company on them anymore. And so now when you approach them, and now that you're not in a network marketing company, right? You're in a high ticket sales company, they can actually have a conversation with you without the fear of you trying to pull them back into something that they run from. Okay. And so, but I appreciate that. That's good stuff. All right. And so we've got a couple more before we go into the trains. Matter of fact, before I get to Vic, you'll be next. Let me do this and break it up a little bit. What do you guys, give me some feedback on the Sizzle call. And I'll tell you, because what I'm going to do is we're going back to the PS5 because we actually have something solid that we can actually offer now. Because that Sizzle call is going to be something that we're going to be able to use and when we talk about, hey, pull up your phone, pull up your text message or pull up your email or whatever it is, I just sent you something, and you can have that person watch it at that moment. That Sizzle call is something that we can use that you can do that with. And so I'm excited about that. So because that PS5 it's going to be it's coming back. As a matter of fact, I'll be teaching that within the next week to 2 weeks. So get ready for that. But have you guys started using the Sizzle call already, or you just what do you think about that Sizzle call? You can come off mute.
Absolutely, Mr. Bean.
Fantastic.
Great.
Absolutely, Mr. Bean. In fact, I've accidentally shared with someone that I initially wasn't even thinking about prospecting. They reached out to me after I had a procedure earlier this week, and I said, "Oh yeah, I just got finished listening to Idris's training." And they said, "Idris's training, what was it about?" So I said, "Oh, solar and real estate." And then the person said, "I want to hear more." And then after we had the conversation, I sent them the sizzle call as well as information about solar, because they are between Maryland and Jackson, Mississippi, and they were talking about how bad the water is in Jackson. So so we're going to follow up and have a conversation about that. So I've used it, I've sent it out. I love it. It's perfect. The only thing, yeah, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Thank you so much.
For sure. Awesome. Anybody else real quick?
Yeah, it's Kyrie John here, real quick.
All right, Kyrie, then Idris.
Okay, it's a fantastic sizzle. Actually, I've fallen back my old customers and so forth. And one of my old customers I called, I was just calling just to touch base because last time we spoke, they were coming home from the hospital and so on and so on. So long story short, she, you know, after everything is good, she said, "Okay, you sound too excited." She said, "I appreciate you reaching out to me. You sound too excited. What you got going on?" I said, "Well, it's what I do." As a matter of fact, hang on. I sent her a text. She checked it out. Now, mind you, she's already a customer, solar customer. She checked it out. So she and I actually have an appointment Tuesday, and I'm actually looking to, I'm trying to push it back a little further to just get on a live Zoom on Tuesday. But either way, you know, that man, listen, beautiful.
But don't push it back, because like I said, this is what you do. Because remember, you have like the recorded call.
Mm-hmm.
Again, remember, when one recorded call to another, right? And so the other thing is this: when you have a person who it's from a sizzle call, the unique thing about a sizzle call is this: a sizzle call is an exposure. So depending on the person and their level of interest and their level of excitement, you can literally get that person on a three-way at that point, because they have an idea at this point, right? They have 3 minutes worth of information. They can listen to it 3 times. In 10 minutes, they literally can wrap their mind around the premise of who we are and what we do, right? And so now they can have an educated conversation with, you know, your senior partner. And so, you know what, and that's great. And I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad this is what you got out of it. And yeah, we've been around for this amount of time. This is what we're going to be doing as a group, whatever it is. And so this is what I would suggest you do. You know, wait, I got a couple more questions. Okay, great. This is what I suggest you to do. I did. There's a recorded call that kind of gives you the whole entire process in about 45 minutes. Okay, and that is also in the leadership group that Sabrina just put it back in there. It's the one that where I go into, you know, a lot into Airbnb and YouTube and not YouTube, Uber and stuff like that. Then you send them the longer version of it, right?
Is that the launch? Is that the one Sabrina put in?
The launch that Sabrina put in, right? That's the second one. Yeah, one is real technical. You know what I'm saying? Then you got one that's a little bit closer to the average income, you know, the average person in the U.S. and what the average person is doing and thinking right now. So, you know, that one you can use. It's now you have a longer version, and this is why I would say do this, because one thing about that call is you know exactly what's going to be said on it. There's no get you gotcha. There's no surprises. There's no slip ups and profanity. There's nothing except for what you know it to be. And if you feel like that's a solid enough call for you, boom, put them on that call after the three-way, or put them on that call after the sizzle if they have more questions. What you're doing is you're teaching them how to do the same exact thing, because if that person's a homeowner, they don't know anything a whole lot about sales, but they may need some extra money. You're showing them how to use a sizzle call. Then you're showing them how to double down on that sizzle call with that lunch call, and then in a three-way, right? You're walking them through the system. So now when they go back through that system, they can do exactly what you taught them to do. And now, but the actual call, that Tuesday night call, is a part of the system as well. But you don't want a person waiting, when they can have access to the information right away. Okay. And so now, truth be told, after that, if they want to see the person live on Tuesday night, because I'm normally going to be on that Tuesday night, great. Great. You actually get a chance to see him live now. And that's more and more, saturation, more and more dripping, more and more solidifying the situation, even if the person has already started at that moment. Okay. But all the way through that process. But I would say that's why we make those calls, record those calls. That's why you put them in there, So you use each and every last one of them. We just never had a sizzle call that was, that was powerful and potent enough, to get a person to say, I want to hear more. Because right now, like the all the stuff that's been done on Fiverr and all the B-roll footage, that stuff is boring. And that stuff is the stuff that people don't want to see. They run from stuff like that. I don't look at stuff like that. Do you? Somebody see you something like that. How long does it take for you to turn it on and turn it off? Honestly. You don't need, bro, you don't need B-roll footage for that. You can go straight to AI. You can go straight to WhatsApp and say, hey man, tell me about solar. Right? I don't need to be bored. It's you grab a person's attention, right? You keep it. Like, and you do that with impact statements. Right. And so that's the thing that I wanted with that sizzle call that I wanted, because matter of fact, Landon, it's funny because me and Landon was at my house. We were shooting some video, and when it came to that actual particular sizzle call, I'm like, I already sent the verbiage over all of my audio over to Omi for her to try to put together a video, that would fit the sizzle call, that I did. He said, well, just do what we used to do. Yeah, he said just put the black background on it and with the words, and people can read the words while they listen to it, and we can use that for right now. So you know what? That's a great idea. Okay. And so while Omi's doing this over here, it's not gonna stop the show. We're running over here. And now again, when we do finally get a video with some videos and visuals and stuff on it, that's gonna be cool too. Now you'll have two different options. Okay. But you always want to have that one thing where you can grab a person's attention and they can satisfy, the thirst for information at that moment. Because when you tell a person, hey, look, now you gotta jump on here. I can't tell you anything right now. I gotta go all over network marketing stuff. They're like, no, I'm good. They can check it out. Even if they say, yeah, just send me the link. They're never gonna watch it. All right. So, and when you send them something, it's 45 minutes. Like, nah, I'm good. All right. But you send them something that's 3 minutes, you can call them back. Say, man, it's just 3 minutes, Idris. Don't be tripping, bro. Come on. You bought the money. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. You like it or you don't. I just need to know that you watch it, and we can have a conversation about it, and you can tell me why you don't like it, or you can tell me why you do. 3 minutes, bro. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. All right, 3 minutes. That's all it is. You can hold a person. You can pretty much Devo somebody into watching in 3 minutes. So, truth be told, you can't 45 minutes. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? But you can get them to the 45 minutes with the 3 minutes. Right? You can make sure they stay on the 45 minutes with the 3 minutes in a three-way. Right? So remember, there's levels, what I'm saying, that there's understanding about it. Because if I actually send somebody, let's say I send Dr. Arlene, that 3-minute video, she's excited about it. And so you know what? Let me introduce you. Let me introduce you to Angel Tran. Angel, she's killing the game. She's making things happen. She's my senior partner. And then I do all the edification. I get on, hey, Miss Tran, this is Dr. Arlene George. Dr. Arlene George, this is the lady I was telling you about who's helped me build my business. Miss Tran, I'm going to put myself on mute and let you take it away. And then Angel gets on there, she does her thing, and then Angel's going to invite her to the next event. Angel's going to ask her what she likes best about what she saw. She's going to gather intel, right? And then she's either going to have her make a buying decision if she's ready to rock and roll, or she's going to have her look at the extended version. So, Dr. Arlene, I know you're a person who you like information. You want to make business decisions. And you want to make sure you protect your name when you do so, correct? Yes, great. Well, this is what I want you to do. I suggest to you, like I suggest to all my other professionals, to watch this 45-minute video. This 45-minute video is now going to give you more detailed information, not just about who we are, but about the economy and how we are helping people, 10,000 people over the next 5 years, get to a $5,000 a month residual income as well. So, and when you get through watching that, Dr. Arlene, Samuel's going to give me a call back and give you a call back, and we'll get back on the line together. And boom, Doc is getting on that call. She's going to watch that 45-minute all through into its entirety. And then when she gets back on that call, and she may even watch it again to make sure that she don't get back on the call looking crazy. I'm just telling you, the amount of posture that you have when you present certain things, it will determine and dictate what a person does with that information once you give it to them. Okay. So good stuff. All right. So I'm glad y'all liking the sizzle call. Idris.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just gonna say that the scissor call is clear and precise, and you kind of stole the words out of my mouth. But you're not distracted by pictures, but you're more impacted by the words that you're actually saying. So the fact that it's kind of like short and concise just leads you literally to the next exposure, as you said. So I think it's perfect.
And that's a whole entirely different, way of looking at it. Because again, everybody's so caught up with pictures and videos and B-roll and stuff like that, and it's like looking for the next pop-up, and so when you have nothing but words, right? And if you ever notice it, how many, like I learned how to speak Spanish through Duolingo and stuff like that, and one of my old business partners he learned how to speak 7 different languages by learning how to sing the music and the songs in that language. Well, one of my favorite songs is Suavemente, and I wouldn't be able to learn how to sing the song if it was an actual video. That video basically is nothing but words, white background, black words in the song, and then it scrolls, to let me see it. So I'm focused on only what that song, the lyrics of that song, and so what Idris just said makes a lot of sense again because people learn different, people watch different, people grasp things and just understand things different. And so I didn't even think about that. And so I'm thinking this is something we need to do until we got this. Yeah, that's why it's good to have both. I appreciate that. That's a great take. So you just hit me with something brand new on that one.
Can
What was
I
that?
check, Mr. Bean? Yes. So I actually used that as my qualifying video for my reach outs to my social media. So when they actually say, yes, I'm looking for additional income stream, I'm like, great, watch this video to see if it's a fit first. Right. So that way that I'm getting on with more qualified people who are excited and ready to get the information instead of, wasting my time. So it's been being used as a qualifier, and so far they're loving it. They're like, yes, I would love to hop on a Zoom and get more information. So it's been working.
That's what we used to do. Because think about it, you get on a call, with a person and people wasting your time, and then at the same time you're wasting theirs because they're not interested, right? You're not interested in them, or they're not interested in you. They're gonna waste your time, or you're gonna waste theirs, and it just puts you in a position where you don't have to have any man hours. There's no presentation hours assigned to this. Like I said, the qualifying calls that when you actually do that, as you're sifting and sorting. Remember, professionals sift and sort, right? Amateurs talk to everybody. They waste a lot of time on everybody. They're excited. And get excited about sifting and sorting. Get excited about something doing that job for you, taking that responsibility from you so you can go out there and do other important things. But also, again, you're teaching people how to qualify, their leads and qualify their prospects, and people who watch that and say, you know what, I appreciate you. This is not for me, but I'm glad you gave me this. So at least I know. You have some professionals who really would appreciate it. But guess what? Those same professionals, based on how you actually presented it to them, when they come across somebody who knows, who wants to do what you do or who wants to buy what you're selling, they'll actually send it to them based on how you presented it to them. So that's good. That's good. That's one of those things where it's on my list when it comes to the sizzle calls on the things I'm going to train on one day when it comes to how to use it. It's a qualifying video. It's a sift and sorter instrument, a tool. So I'm glad you brought that up, Angel. Good stuff. All right. Let's see here. And by the way, going back to the level up, guys, that's actual. I'm doing a training on the 28th. Okay. There's going to be a boot camp on the 28th, for the people who level up by the 15th. And so those individuals, make sure you're selling that, because that's going to be an actual training that I can charge $199 or more for. And so even on that banner that you guys see in the group, the leadership group, on WhatsApp, it has $199 value on it. And so this is, again, it's something that you might invest $199 to upgrade, but you're getting a $199 value training to show you how to launch this business and how to get to how to blueprint that 6 figures from the start, right? How to get your business off the ground, how to make sure this thing is fully functional, and how you can take your business to the next level, right? And so that's one of those tools you want to spend a couple of hours when if you have a big enough team, making phone calls and sending people that actual because I don't have the Zoom link on that on purpose. Okay. So that's on purpose. And for those people who are already builders, who are active builders, they'll be able to attend that as well. And so this is another way for you to recruit, the people who are actually on your teams who are actual builders. Okay. And so that's going to be one of those things. They have opportunity to because I'm not punishing people who are already on it. I want to make sure you made a decision before anybody else did. So you have a front row seat. You have VIP access in that situation. Okay. So, but that's a promoting tool for you. That event, remember, deadline's the 15th. So now is when you make your phone calls and make sure anybody who's not on the 199, they get on the 199 because they won't have access to that information without it. Okay. So let's see here. All right, so let's jump back in real quick here. And then in the next, let's see here, we'll run these last 5 rapid fire, these last 4 rapid fire, because I want to get to the training in about 5 minutes, maybe 7, 8 minutes at max. So let's see here. We got Vic.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Bean. Good morning, team.
Good morning.
My way to drop my daughter off. She's going to a little party. She is my biggest inspiration and my fuel for my fire. Being a first-time father, having a little girl. I know Mr. Bean got 2 sons, but having a little girl will definitely change a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been at it. I got people who talk a lot, say they're going to do something, and I get excited. And I've realized that sometimes that excitement you have by people.
You break it up on us. You said excitement that you have, and then you went out on me.
Sometimes it'll when they don't take any action, it kind of will mess with your mind a little bit, and it kind of will throw a monkey wrench in your momentum and your belief. So I just wanted to share with the group, let people show you who they are. Believe them, absolutely believe them. I'm not going to throw anybody away, but if they don't take action immediately, it's not because we're not plugging them in. You got to plug them in as much as you can, but don't stop. And like the other day, I was having kind of a rough morning, and my mindset wasn't in the right place. And I said to myself, how can I change my mindset right now so it doesn't affect the rest of my day? And so I just changed it up, and I said, you know what? I got to go do this. First thing I did, just to get my energy up, I went to the Home Depot. And talking to people, even though they might have been receptive, I didn't even care. I knew that I needed it for me to get my mindset ready, for the rest of the day. And spending an hour there talking to 3 people totally just changed my whole day. People could see that I was excited before I even opened my mouth. So I knew that, okay, regardless of what people say, you got to stay in that frame of mind that I'm going to build this with or without them. It does not matter. There's not a shortage of people in this world. So let's just support the ones and work with the willing, but the ones who say they're going to do this and they got the big ego and they talk a lot and they don't do nothing, just believe them. They're incubated. They might be incubators. You don't know. Just keep going out there and talking to the. If you make eye contact with me, I'm going to talk to you, plain and simple. And I got 3 roofers on the line, and I'm going to be doing some 3-ways with Mr. Bean. 2 of them seem to be very, very excited, and that's what I'm doing, and that's it. And just wanted to, and I'm getting ready to call my chicken list I'm going to put my chicken list together again, and I'm going to go after some big dogs because you know what? My posture is ready for it, and I'm excited. I'm no more talking to the people who lack. I'm going to talk to the people who understand position and leverage.
There you go.
Mr. Bean.
Well, first and foremost, I appreciate the fact that took responsibility for your mindset at that time, and you went out there and put yourself in a situation where you can correct it. You were aware that something was wrong with you. Two, you accepted the fact that you needed to be the one to change it, and you went out there and did something about it. And you going to Home Depot on a regular basis, having those conversations, because you've already gotten people started, as roofers and people like that in your business already from Home Depot, which is great, but you having those repetitions now, building up that confidence now has put you in a position where you can go out there and hit those big dogs up and go out there and hit those people on your chicken list up and get their attention and get them in. So congratulations. But the other thing is this, guys. This is the saying that I go by. I believe in people. I just don't believe people. I don't believe them until you show me, why I should believe you. Right? I don't believe you. I believe in you. I believe that you got the potential to do it. I believe that you really want to do it. But I don't believe that you will do it until it's done. People will let you down. People will disappoint you. And again, it's your fault if you let them do that. Okay. So that's how you protect yourself. And that's also how you set yourself up to where you're positioned where you have this system, you have this process, you have this flow. And when you teach it to them and you're living that process, that system, and that flow, and they don't follow you, then you already know who you're dealing with. I don't get excited about people until a person gets in and do what? Get a check and go to an event. Person get in, get a check. Yeah, you buy another 90 days with them. They get in and go to an event. You buy another 90 days with them. You get both of them, that's 6 months. Okay. And so I get excited at that point about a person. People don't excite me before they get in. People don't excite me when they get in. Okay. People excite me when they come in and follow a simple set of instructions without deviating from the plan. Now I know I got somebody and a reason to be excited. Okay. And so that's important. And another thing about the numbers, guys, when a person, I have so many people I talk to that say they're gonna do something that I really don't even know that they don't do it 9 times out of 10 because I'm talking to so many different people. Like so, because it don't bother me emotionally because the numbers are on my side. I'm strong emotionally and mentally because I do a lot of work. I do a lot of exposures. I have a lot of people in the pipeline. I have a lot of people in play, right? So when a person doesn't do anything or don't say anything, it's people who don't call me back. I forgot they even exist until they call me back. Finally, a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, right? I'm just telling you, when you have the numbers on your side, right? You are in a position now to where your emotions are fortified, right? Your posture is stronger than it's ever been in your life, right? You want to be the king of the jungle, go out there and build a pride. Go out there and put yourself in a position where your pipeline is so huge that whether a person does anything or not, it won't matter, and they can see that it doesn't matter. Okay? I don't talk to people like I need them. Okay, I talk to people like I'm offering them an opportunity and I'm about to change their life with their help and their participation. But whether you get started with me is of no consequence to me. Okay, I just want to see you win. Get started and win. So they don't take action. I pray for them. Okay, other than that, I'm moving on. All right. So appreciate you, Kyrie.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Fantastic morning, everybody. All right. Well, this week it's been a very productive week. All of the trainings, I call them all power trainings, and I'm talking about from the trainings from Idris, from Angel. Make sure to plug in everything. Also, too, I really got a lot out of that training with JC for the commissions. The thing is, all that information, all that verbiage is very familiar to me, but also reinforce that we actually have a career here if we choose to. This is big business, high ticket, and so forth. So that in itself really lifted me up. The trainings become so much of my music. My daughter, we just enrolled her into a specific art school because she homeschooled for a year. So I pick her up from school, and when this becomes in you, the conversations just happen. So I speaking to another parent, just listening and waiting for our child to come down. Conversation is what do you do? Boom, boom, boom. I told her what I do. Her eyes lit up. She had a couple questions, got the contact. She's sending me her utility bill. Taking my daughter, going, her mom's works a few blocks up because it's in the old Wall Street area. Happened, met with the moms, and so happens the CFO of her company was there as well. She said, "Oh, tell him what you do." I just said, "Oh, I do solar." His eyes lit up. He had a question or two. I said, "Best bet, what I'll do is, let's get contact," and we created a solar savings report. Those questions, all of those questions can be answered. He's sending me his utility bill today, which is great. And then I also went to a BNI. I was one who attended a BNI. I'm the solar guy. Enjoyed it. I will be joining up with them. Actually, two of them actually called me. So obviously the solar is that will be my lane. And gave a little snippet of what it is and so forth. So they're really excited about me coming on, and I'm looking forward to get on board with that. And as I said, I got a couple of appointments set up this week, just calling through, going through the numbers as we say. So yeah, but again, what we have here in these trainings, and starting from, I believe it may have started from, when is Millionaire Mentorship called? You did it Monday, yeah. So everything was just flowing back to back to back to back, and everything. My calendar looks crazy, but I got to leave a little room, make room for appointments. But the trainings, again, it has become part of my music, and even with the Chris Hart and so forth. So tons of nuggets. I appreciate all that's being poured into us, and you want to get the power, you got to plug in.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you about the training because again, especially with what's going on right now, there's a lot of trainings going on, a lot of different trainings going on, and you do treat it like a radio. You treat it like the radio. You turn it on when you want to hear it, you turn it off when you don't. Right? You know exactly what you need to hear, but you also know your non-negotiables. Like for me, a Millionaire Mentorship call is always a non-negotiable for me. Like the Saturday morning train is always a non-negotiable for me. So those are my non-negotiables. Right? Now, the training topics on everything else that I really like, if Angel is somebody I need to listen to based on my skill set and me wanting to get better when it comes to role playing and stuff like that, and having those conversations, if I can be on there live, I will. But if I have to do business, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch the replay, right? Whatever it is, if it's a lot, because a lot of y'all have days. Some of y'all have jobs already and careers already, right? And if you have a career and all you're doing is training, but you're not leaving any time for building, right? Then you're never going to grow, right? You're never going to get to where you need to be. So what happens is this: put yourself in a position where you take those, those ancillary trainings, and you make sure, okay, at 11 o'clock when I can't call anybody, or 10 o'clock when I can't call anybody no more, I'm watching my trainings. Because that's how I do. That's how I burn the midnight oil. That's when I do most of my damage, at the gym, in the morning when I'm working out, or at night when I can't call anybody else. That's when I do all my trainings, those two times. Okay. Other than that, I'm making phone calls and I'm doing business. So for those of you the trainings are amazing. They are amazing. You're going to get a lot out of it. But again, make sure you do this thing wisely. Like the JC training, I was on it live because I needed to hear it. I was driving, right? But that's something that I needed to hear, something I wanted to hear. And I'm glad that Mark was on there from Freedom, because I didn't even know Mark was going to be on there at that point. And so that was pretty cool for him to be on there, for us to be able to ask questions. So, but again, just those type of trainings, you're going to have specific trainings that you just got to be on, and you want to be on those live. And so just make sure when you're booking your calendar out, make sure that you're doing it wisely based on your work schedule and your building schedule. Great job. Appreciate it. All right. We have Leroy, and then we'll go to Prince AR, and then we'll Roxy, and then we'll get out of here.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bean, for
We'll
all
go to the training rather than get out of here. We'll go to the training after Roxy.
Well, thank you for all that you do. I've the Facebook marketing campaign, in my opinion, was successful this week. You probably saw the post on it. Got 5 leads out of it, and of those 5, I was able to make contact with 1. So there's a follow-up with that particular person, and then I'll continue on with the other 4. But you don't want to bombard them and hounding them down. So I'll pick my days and time as to when I would actually try to reach out and get, to get back to them as
Mhm.
well. The other thing there is, I think everyone has talked about the sizzle. The sizzle to me is the segue into your presentation or the Tuesday or Thursday night presentations.
Mhm.
And I just found it to be a very good step for me
Mhm.
because of the fact that I don't want to make presentations. I don't want to do anything of that nature. I want to leave it to the people basically that are experts in it. So it's my segue into bringing you on. And
Mhm.
in that we saw Dr. Arlene on Tuesday, I have some option as to what video or presentation I'd like to share with people if it's recorded. And those are the two things that I like to do.
Well, it's always good to get validation that the system is working. So at the end of the day, remember it's a numbers game, and I'm glad that those leads are coming in, and I'm glad you find something someone to follow up with, and just keep those numbers going. Like I said, keep pumping it out, and just another thing is just, just keep on working on your conversation. That's the most important thing because, guys, leads are only effective if you are able to communicate with the person properly, right? Yeah, you can have a lot of leads coming in. A lot of you guys have a lot of leads coming in, or will have a lot of leads coming in. But if you're miscommunicating, then you're missing the moment. You're ruining that lead. And so that means that seed is falling on concrete as opposed to verbal sand. So the soil. So the other thing is this, it is, again, well, tell me what it's about. Well, I don't have time to tell you what it's about, but hey, listen to this. It's a 3-minute video. And if you see value in it, great. If you don't, great. But I gotta go. And so like I said, that segue, that again, that is an enticer. That's an appetizer, if you will, for any call that we got going on presentation wise, Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday, like the Saturday calls that happen. Again, those calls are happening, especially when you have the heads up the calls are happening. You get a chance to use that as a segue situation. So appreciate you, Leroy. That's good feedback. Nice, short, concise. Thank you. Let's see here. Prince AR.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Sam Bean. Good morning. First and foremost, thank you, Sam Bean, for the community, the leadership. I also want to shout out Landon. Landon's been doing a great job, just kind of holding me accountable, knowing that I'm somebody who wants to be a leader and wants to really build this business. My wins for this week. You did a training, Sam. You did it on a Millionaire Mentorship Monday. You mentioned holiday season being a great time to dream build. So I took that to heart and kind of two birds, one stone that. I went to a couple of open houses this week, all of them being over $800,000 homes in HOA communities. And I actually went to those and, was dream building, looking at those homes. And I actually told the realtors what it is that I do. And every open house that I went to, the realtor was interested in me either bringing them more information or bringing physical information that they can give to homeowners after they purchase. So that was a big win for me this week. I'm actually in Kansas City, Missouri, where we currently don't do solar installations. On this call today, you mentioned, sell what's the now. So mentally, I'm looking to make the shift to pushing water filtration until those installations come over to Kansas City. It's just I've like my brain has been so fixated on pushing solar, so I'm really working on making a shift. Other than that, I'm getting more in the flow of promoting via personal brand through social media. Promoting just clean energy, health, wellness, and these products being a byproduct of those things. So overall, this week was a pretty good week. Stepping out there, getting into those open houses. I plan on going to more open houses next week, and I'm gonna go in the back office, order some cards, some build cards, and really start doing more investing into my business. Same thing with social media. There's different platforms I'm looking at to kind of automate some things and help me to push social media marketing as well. So I'm just working on how to get better at marketing on social media and how to get better with my terminology and my verbiage when I'm talking to realtors in person.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Good thing. And when you look at that marketing aspect, I personally, would use some type of electronic card, one, and also on that electronic card, guys, for those of you who actually have electronic cards and you have a segment where you can actually have a video on that card, or when a person say, hey, look, what do? Guess what could be on your electronic card?
Sizzle.
sizzle video, right? And so when people want it, because when they tap it, basically that you download their information, they download yours, right? And so there's a segment in some of these electronic cards that is where you can actually have a video, a welcome video, or tell me about yourself video, or whatever it is type video. And again, because he hit me with that when he said card and marketing yourself, again, that's huge. Because when you go into these open houses, and you're going to, if you're going to open houses, and you're going to, model homes and stuff like that, you're talking to all these realtors, keep in mind, a lot of these open houses and realtors are working for companies and builders that are in other states, not just that one. You know what I'm saying? So they're in states outside of Kansas City. So it's not that you should go away from solar, sell water in Kansas City, but still sell solar outside of your geographical region. I have people who fly from different cities and different states and drive to different cities and different states and do solar based on the boundaries, right? And so again, is the level of reach that you can create around the United States of America in the places that we do business in. It's just like Jeremy. Jeremy has a huge market of doors that he knocked where he got a ton of bills of people who didn't even qualify based on that he was in the wrong region and he didn't know it, right? But again, he found another way to do it, but he's still knocking on, he's still finding a way to communicate and contact people outside of that city, to do residential solar. So appreciate the fact that you're doing that and going dream building. Don't forget to dream build while you're there. Okay? Like I said, it's one thing to do business there, but it's the other thing, it's a whole entirely different thing to get fed while you're there. Remember, the number one reason why you're there is for you. Everybody else get the benefit of you being there for yourself. They get a chance to experience you. They get a chance to know what you do while you're there. Because that's a question they're going to ask you. Just be on purpose while you're there. But no, yeah, I would definitely say for those of you that have access to those type of cards, find a card that you can put a video on. If you can, do that research, use those type of cards because people throw cards away. They're not throwing their phone away. So if you ever go to a networking event where the lights off, right? When they turn the lights on, what do you see on the floor? Cards. Cards. You know what I'm saying? So again, technology is here, and use technology, save some trees, make some money. All right. Good deal. So Roxy or Matt, either one of y'all, don't matter.
Yeah, I was hi, good morning. Give me a second. I was calling him because he already took off. I wanted to see how many new leads he has in, but
Your message for
okay, his phone is off. Okay, hi, good morning.
Yeah, no, so last night we just finished up an in-person presentation last night, and that one was for one of our builders, and he had one person that initially we were gonna do a presentation for. We had a phone call with them on Wednesday, and he was like, you know what, I'm more of like an in-person type of guy, and I like everything we have. Let's meet up and let's have a conversation. So we went, we set it up to meet in person, and then our builder, he brought in like 4 other people with him, and we made a nice meeting out of it. So we presented there, and just there alone, two of them signed up. Roxy onboarded them, showed them the back office, how to work everything. And also just there alone as well, between those people, we got in another 4 solar leads already. 2 of them with roof. One of them is actually one of their personal projects that they're working on. And it's a $3.2 million home in Los Angeles. So it's going to be a pretty nice deal there. So that was just last night alone. And man, I know there's some more wins right throughout the week. So Roxy, if you want to elaborate on those right now?
Yeah, we have also a team in OKC now. So that's great. And I went to a realtor office and I went to speak and present to 20 to 30 agents. Yesterday was my Women in Finance anniversary, and took advantage of the opportunity. And of course, I presented Build. So we're just building, guys. And I just want to say thank you to Mr. Bean and the whole community for always sharing your wins, because it also keeps us motivated, right? And the culture created here, like I told Mr. Bean the other day, the culture is so respectful here and so edifying. I just love to hear you guys how edifying you guys are, in which in turn has taught me to do that as well with our team, because if it makes me feel good, and I see how, and I know it makes Mr. Bean feel good, it makes you guys feel good, they're gonna feel good as well. So I respect each and every one of you for doing what you guys do.
It's all good, all good. Y'all keep winning and keep on putting it in WhatsApp groups so people can see it. Because you guys are really inspiring people. You guys are giving people hope because you're day ones. You're the very first person who did a solar deal for the company. You know what I'm saying? And then, when you look at Matt and you guys getting recognized at the California event on stage, he's come up getting his awards. You got your recognition as well. And now they see it as another level to you guys. You guys have shifted gears, and now you put the Knox on it. You know what I'm saying? The nitric oxide, and it just boom, taking off with this thing and rolling. People are seeing, your transformation. They're seeing the success, and they know it can happen for them. And so you just keep on doing it, keep on reporting it, keep on edifying, and watch what happens. Again, what the edification that you guys you don't, well, you may know this, but because we teach this all the time, but the edification, that you guys are doing for me, that you're doing for Winston's, you're doing for JC, you're doing for the platform, you're teaching your people how to edify you and the senior partners, the platform and stuff like that as well. So that's how the culture is created, by you doing it first. You doing the work first, getting the results first, you doing the edification and campaigning first. You are the person, you become the prototype. We talk about it all the time, right? We teach it all the time. But again, you guys are doing it right now. So appreciate you. I'm proud of you guys. Keep rocking. And so
Thank you, Mr. Bean. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate also you lighting the fire under us for the presentations, because if it wasn't for being under your guidance on how to do the presentations and watching you do them for us as well, that's really what elevated our business there. And like you mentioned earlier, how we're out presenting to tons of people every single week, every day now, so being able to take it that step further after our launch there with you, and presenting, knowing the presentation front and back, and going through the slides confidently, that definitely took everything to the next level there. So just want to give you a huge thank you, and looking forward to newer heights 2025.
Right. And question, Winston's is your sponsor, right, Rox?
Yeah.
So this is guys, I'm gonna share something with you guys about real leadership. Real leadership has no ego, right? And Winston's is something that's there, right? And I want you to work with Roxy and Matt. They're young, they're ambitious, they're aggressive. He said that, but I want you to work with them. And so for him, because normally most people who have egos like, nah, I'm good, and they'll ruin somebody's career trying to be, the season for that person, trying to be the deal in that person's business. And Winston is amazing at a lot of different things. He's one hell of a stand-up guy. But I'm just talking about the humility, and the person says, you know what, I know who I am, but I know what they need. You know what I'm saying? And so he put them in a position that he trusted me to work with them. That's the whole entirely different thing. It says a lot about what he thinks about me, and I appreciate that part, because these are his resources, these are his assets, and if I'm the wrong person, I ruin it for all of them, not just him, but for them. Right? But when you have a person, again, leadership, true leadership, has that vision, and they make that decision, they know how to delegate, and they know how to put people in positions to win. That's why you have Super Bowl winning coaches, and then you have lottery coaches. They're always in the top 5, and when it comes to draft picks every year, because they got the title, but they don't have the understanding. And so again, let's keep on rocking and rolling, guys. Great example. You guys are teaching people and showing people that this thing does work. And now we're going to transition to our feature training today. And guys, again, this is a season to meet people. People are out shopping, people are out, networking, people are out having office parties. There are a lot of things that are going on right now. But the one thing that you're seeing is after COVID, people are coming back together. People are getting back out in these streets and they're coming back out to networking events. And so Angel's put together a slideshow for you guys, and she's a powerful, very, very powerful, impactful training that I want to make sure you guys get a chance to experience the day before you go out here and hit these streets. And so, Angel, I'll turn it all over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bean, and thank you for the honor and privilege to serve everyone and share what I've been able to do this past year and help me to get to that Builder 1000. Okay, so we're gonna get started. This is how to maximize results at networking events, right? We're gonna be in networking events. We're gonna be at a lot of events. And so there's actually a way and art to do it to where you're gonna maximize the results. So the first step is always, how do you introduce yourself, right? So you wanna pick something. So we do have different platforms, you know, but you wanna pick what you want to do, right? So are you going to talk about solar? Just one, right? Just one. So I choose solar because solar is actually a big buzzword, right? And it gets people's interest a lot when I talk about solar brokerage. So that's what I do when I go to networking events. So when you're greeting a person, right, you always want to stick to the same script. Same script. It doesn't matter if I talk to 20 people, they're going to all hear the same script. Now they're just going to hear it for the first time, but they're going to all hear the same script, right? When I'm introducing myself to them. So you want to do it over and over, whatever script, write it down. If you don't have one, write one now. And make sure that you memorize it, and then you can personalize it here and there as you go and meet people, right? Because once you know what your script is, now when you meet a person, you might be able to kind of put it together where it piques interest on a certain person that you're meeting. So this is my script, right? This is word for word what I say. And we can actually get a person who wants to be, this is where the role play comes in. Who wants to be who wants to volunteer?
I would love to.
Who is that?
Okay.
Prince? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we're meeting at a networking event. Okay.
All righty.
All right. So hi, I'm Angel. Nice to meet you, Prince. What do you do?
I actually do solar. Nice to meet you as well, Angel.
Well, you want to pretend to be something else because I'm going to be representative today.
Okay. I'm the other person. I got okay. Start over.
Hey, give him the character, man. Give him the character.
I got you.
All right, let's start over. Hi, I'm Angel. Nice to meet you, Prince. What do you do?
Nice to meet you as well, Angel. I actually work at a car dealership.
Wow, awesome. How long have you been doing that?
I've been at the car dealership for about 3 years now.
Wow. Do you do anything else, or is that?
No, outside of that, I do a little investing in Bitcoin here and there, but other than that, that's all.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Right. So here you can see I'm just asking him a couple of questions. Like I want to know like everything he's doing, besides just because some people do a lot of things. It's just not one thing that they're doing. So he told me that that he does car sales and that he does, other investments. So he's looking for investment opportunities. Plus he's a car sales, right? So those are the intel you're actually gathering when you're talking to that person, because that's how you can now personalize it to something that would pique his interest as sales and investment opportunities. But anyway, this is the script that I just normally do. So I'm a real estate investor and I have a nationwide solar brokerage. We do residential and commercial solar, and we've added alkaline water systems and home business security as well. So let me ask you, Prince, how can I help you? Who can I connect you with? Now, this is a key question because you want to add value, right? When you go to these networking things, the person that they're going to remember is someone who wants to add value. So you already took yourself out of the 80% that come there to say, I want to sell my stuff. I need somebody to I can connect with to sell what I have going. But here you turn it around to be the person, the first thing you want to know is how can I add value to them, right? So you're always going to be remembered out of the 100 people that are there. So let me ask you, how can I help you? Who can I connect you with?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked that. I was actually thinking about getting more into real estate and getting more into some higher ticket sales. So I would actually love some more, information to see how I could transition into some higher ticket sales.
Oh, great. Well, I definitely know how to get that information to you, right? So what I can do for you is we can actually book a one-on-one, right? And we can and we can share more on that one-on-one. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I just have a really, really busy schedule at the dealership. I don't really have much time.
Yeah, absolutely. We can just do a Zoom call. That'll be real quick, 10, 15 minutes. That's it.
All right, that sounds great.
Yeah, and it's all so that, so that we can get to know each other and so I can see more because we have a lot of people that we're going to network with here, right? So I want to make sure that I'm giving you the proper attention and to see that I'm helping and connecting you with some qualified individuals for your business as well.
All right. Well, yeah, that sounds great. I have some availability this week to get on a 15-minute Zoom call. Again, just don't
Okay,
have
great.
very much time. So whenever I can get on a 15-minute Zoom call, I'll have to plug that into my schedule.
Sure, absolutely. Well, Prince, I'm also looking for homeowners who would like to offset their utility bill between 20 to 40% with zero down and blackout protection. So I'm looking for referral partners that would like to get paid 500 to 10K per install. So when you're talking about high ticket, I think we have a conversation on that because you can make anywhere by partnering up with me, you can make anywhere between 3,500 to 10K per install. How does that sound? Is that high ticket enough for you?
I mean, that actually sounds amazing. Anywhere between $3,500 and $10,000 a sale. I mean, that sounds absolutely fantastic.
Okay, perfect. So, what do you have? Do you have anything on Tuesday? I have Tuesday at 3 or Wednesday at 3 p.m. Which one works for you?
I actually have more availability on Wednesday. Is there any way I can get a later time on Wednesday?
Sure. What after what time? Are you maybe
After 5 o'clock, because I'll be at the dealership until 5 o'clock.
Okay, so let's give you some time to get home, bite to eat. How about 8 p.m.? Does that work for you?
8 p.m. is perfect.
Great. Okay, I have that on my calendar, and I'll see you then.
All right. Thank you, Angel. It was a great meeting with you. It was great talking to you.
Great talking to you too. Right. So as you can see, this is my script. I will stick to it, but that's why these other parts where you're gathering information, where you're asking them, that's where you start personalizing it to him. Right. But this is the script that I would go if it was somebody that, didn't give me much intel. Right. So what you want to do is this is the tips on maximizing the event. Number one, always be on purpose. So if you're at a network event, you got to be on purpose. What I do is I go in there, right? It says, be strategic on number 2, be strategic on who you talk to, the hosts, the vendors, the coordinators, the people who are highlighted, go-getters, realtors, brokers, and trades, right? Those are your network that is for sure going to give you a sale or a partnership. So if you can ask my team when they go with me on an event, I don't just go and meet everyone. I don't just go and start passing out my cards to everyone. I actually sit back and I actually watch everyone meet each other, everyone talk, and I go to the people who know the people. So that's why I said the host. The host knows everyone because what? They have a list of everyone that attended and they probably mostly invited everyone. Right? The vendors, same thing, right? They have, so if you want to get everyone in the room, go talk to the host. You don't have to talk to everyone in the room if you get to the host, right? So the host can actually give you everyone in the room. And I look for the people who are the most charismatic, everybody's talking to them. And because why? Because that's the person that I want to partner up with, because everybody's going to go to them, right? So I love what we call a our hot market, right? So when I'm doing my when I'm looking for I don't like to live in the cold market. I like to live in hot markets. Hot markets mean warm market is people you know, right? Cold market is people you don't know, but hot market is the people who you don't know, but they know people. So when you get to know the cold market, and they will introduce you to their hot market. And because because they have respect for the person that you're talking to, they will most likely do a sell. They'll most likely partner up, right? So the hot market is how you actually, there's a certain trust there. That's why people do partnerships, right? And so you want to work in other people's markets. That's the best way. So you can actually get 5 to 10 numbers, but if you get the right numbers, you're going to have a bigger, right? A bigger market to work with just through those 5, right? And then number 3, do not spend more than 5 to 10 minutes per person, right? Because you're just building rapport, right? You're building rapport, and you wanna do the selling on the one-on-one call, right? You wanna leave it for the one-on-one call. So here you're just building rapport, you're just making yourself memorable, and you're piquing the interest to where this person wants to call you back. So a lot of times I booked an appointment with him, but a lot of times if I'm not booking the appointments there, people are calling me, you know, just like Sarah said, people are calling her for the appointment the next day. If you pique the interest and if you don't sell them at the networking event, do not sell at the networking event. What you want to do is leave it for the one-on-one call, right? Because it's like dating, you know, you got to leave it for the next so that they want to call you back like, hey, we had such a great conversation. I want to finish my conversation with you. That's what you want, right? So networking is the same as dating. So 4, after intro and exchanging info, just say, it's really hard to have a conversation here. So I would love to book a one-on-one to get to know each other more and see how we can collaborate, right? So when you do that, now they get a chance to talk about their business, and you get a chance to talk about yours, right? So that's how you want to do that, because you need more time. There's not enough time at a networking event to really, you know, share everything that you need to share on that. So one-on-ones are better to share all of that. And then if you are on purpose, book the appointment there, like what I just did, right? You don't want to leave it, have them pull out their calendar. Okay, let's do this, right? I even have my Zoom call copy and paste on my notes if you guys have iPhones, right? I just copy and paste it, and I'm like, boom, here's my Zoom call, right? And so I have everything prepared already. And if you need to send it in an email, send it in an email. And like Mr. Bean said, always have the digital card. I have a Popl, P-O-P-L. So I like Popl because number 1 is a digital card. Number 2, you can actually integrate it with CRMs like the one that Landon has. So you can actually use your Popl and integrate it with the CRM, right? That one works. So that's the reason why I use Popl all the time. Because sometimes, like one time I went to an event and I completely left my bag and everything behind, but I never leave your phone, right? So, you know, it works, right? So always have that. Now that you're at the networking event, you've got the 10 to 20 numbers, you know, 20 people on the Popl, you know, device and everything like that, right? This is where the work comes in, right? The follow up and follow through, right? It's not just the follow up. You got to follow up and you got to follow through. So here, this is where, you know, you're looking for a referral partners, right? So you want to book these one-on-ones, Zoom calls, or if you want to do it in person, right? I do Zoom calls, right? Because it's so hard to coordinate. Some people are like, oh, I have to talk 2 weeks in advance. I was like, let's just do us a favor and just hop on a Zoom call real quick and knock this out, right? And a lot of times, like he said, he's busy. So Zoom calls are great as a one-on-one just to knock it out, right? So I always start by saying, let's get to know each other a little bit more before we get started. And I allow them to go first, right? I always allow someone to speak first all the time, because as they're speaking, I'm listening, right? I'm actually listening, and I'm actually listening to what they're telling me, because I'm gonna go ahead and use that at a later time, right? Whatever intel that they're telling me about themselves is something that I can use at a later time, right? What we have to do is, we're not trying to sell. What we're doing is we need to be a problem solver. So we need to solve solutions, right? We need to be solving people's problems, but we don't know what their problems are unless what? Unless we ask them to go first, unless we ask them specific questions so that we now know how to be a solution, right? So this is one of the questions that I ask is, what's your goal in the next 2 to 3 years? Right? Besides the simple, like, how do you do, what do you do anything else that we did before, right? That you should already know. But what's your goals in the next 2 to 3 years, right? So if they say, I want to buy a house, I want to quit my job, I want to, right? They're going to have something that they want to do in the next 2 to 3 years. And I write this down, like, great. And I'm going to write this down, right? I don't want to, you know, I don't want to forget this. So I want to write everything that you say down. And then what do you do and how long have you been doing it? Because you want to see how long they've been at their job, 20 years, 15 years, you know, how are they a new, they just joined a networking company. Are they new at that? Or are they long? So you want to know their history, right? Because their history makes a difference in what you send them as an information, right? And then number 3, if you had all the time and money in the world, what would you be doing? This is an important question, because this gets their vision building going, because before you share what you want to share, you have to open up you have to open up their vision. You have to open up their mindset. So these type of questions will start getting the prospect to where you need them to be to open up what you're going to share with them, right? So what would they do and this is an important question, because what would they do if they have time and money? Because we have different colors and different colors of personalities, right? So that will tell you what, like somebody told me the other day, Sarah was telling me the other day, she would just love to read, lock herself in a room and read books all day, right? And you know, and that's a yellow, right? Yellow loves to do nothing, right? They love to just be relaxed. So that tells me that she's a yellow, right? As in personality. There's people that will love nonprofit. Those are yellow. Blues are like, I love to travel and you know, just go here and go everywhere, eat everywhere, you know, blues, right? And then there's reds, like, wow, yeah, with all the money in the world, I have so many businesses. I have, you know, 6 to 3 companies, and you know, so that tells you what type of personality they are, right? When they tell you what their vision for what they would do if they didn't have to worry about time and money. And then and you'd be surprised how many people have never ever thought about that, right? I've asked this question, and there's people that actually, I would say a lot of times they're like, you know what? I've never thought of that. Now, see, now you kind of see, are they open-minded? Are they ambitious? Right? Because if they've never thought about something, if they've never dreamed about something like that, you know, then it's time for them to start. You're the awakening call for them, right? How can I help you and who can I connect you with? Value first, right? Always that value of giving before taking, right? So I always want to connect you. Like for instance, Prince said that he wants the high, he would like high tickets, right? Anything with high ticket. And so that's what I'm gonna do for him, but I'm gonna also connect him with people. So you're in the car sales, right? So he's into car sales. Then I would connect him with anything that's in his field, right? With somebody that's in his field. He also says he would like to do real estate. So I'm like, well, great. I have a lot of commercial and realtor friends. I'd love to connect you, right? I can connect you to one on my team. Julie, she's a commercial realtor. Would you like her number? Hold on a minute. And I'll text Julie and say, hey, Julie, I have a person who's interested in real estate. Do you mind me sending him your information? And she's going to be like, yeah, I collaborate all the time. Great. Wanted to get your, wanted to make sure before I give your information away. And I'm like, here you go. Right? Do it right away. I'm that type of person. It's like, here you go. Well, I just connected her with Julie and she'd love to speak to you more. Here's her number. Boom. Introduction, right? So I gave him value. And now I said, now on the note of you wanted to learn more about high ticket value, excuse me. Sorry. That's what the thing with having kids at home, right? So where was I at? Okay, how can I help you and who can I connect you more? So I gave him the number, right, to the realtor. And then now what you want to do is the next is the high ticket. So since you're talked about high ticket, let me go ahead and share. And so here you can either do the presentation, or if you want to, you can utilize one of Mr. Bean's videos to play, or you can use the sizzle video if you like, right? So at that point, then that would be good because now you know where to walk him through. Now, if you want to qualify more and just put the sizzle video, but since he says he's looking for high ticket sales, that's it. I'm going to close you. If you told me you want what I have, we're going to close you. So I'm going to go through the whole presentation and I'm going to share everything, right? So, then that, but you remember, these are the questions that you do once it's your turn. You can share your story, your goals, and who you're looking to connect with as well. So at the end, let's just say that he wasn't looking for what I was doing. I would say, great, this is who I'm looking for, right? And you can have that conversation with that. And there we go. And so what you want to do when you're at the event, right? You're just piquing interest. So you want to keep when you do the one-on-one, you're just piquing interest at first because it's a cold market. So you want to get in the door. Now, since he said he wanted looking at high ticket sales, then I went a little bit more. But usually on the first call, like I was telling him, it's only going to be a 10-15-minute call. So what you're doing is just piquing interest. So this is the script that I say to people just to pique their interest on the very first Zoom call. So I'm looking for residential or commercial sales for solar, alkaline water systems, and home security. Remember when I said stick to one at the event, right? Stick to one at the event, But on the one-on-one, you get to share it all. This is where you share it all, right? So that way you can get all of the cells, not just one, because if he doesn't want solar, he might want alkaline water, or he might want some home security, right? So you want to share it all here, but not at the networking event, right? And on the solar brokerage side, it's similar to real estate brokers. I'm also looking for partners who can refer deals and receive compensation from 500 up to 10K. If the deal goes through, most likely they will ask you, ooh, how does that work? Right? Great. I'm glad you asked. If you refer someone, I can contact them and connect them to the company where they have solar specialists that close and walk the project. If the client goes solar, I can give you $500 to $1,000 for the referral. Now, if you decide to partner up with me instead, you can actually get rid of me, book the appointment yourself, and now you can receive $3,500 to $10K instead. Either way, we can both win. Let me send you a video that explains it in, deeper detail, and we can connect again afterwards. This is where you send the video, right? You can send the video so they can look at it, because, it's a 45-minute video. So you send the video. I always send Mr. Bean's video, the launch call with Sabrina. That's the one that I sent, right, on that. But I'm liking Dr. Arlene's as well. So now it just gets better and better. So I'm always updating the video. Anyways, next week it might be another one. But, once, let me send you a video that explains it, and we can connect again afterwards. When would you like to book our next meeting to go over the video? And my homework is to bring you a couple of contacts for your business as well. You see how I'm asking them to do something, but I'm also going to do something for them. So it's a win-win situation. They're going to watch a video. We're going to feedback on that, and I'm going to give them, because remember, I already gave them Julie's. Now I'm going to give them more contacts. Do you think a person is going to want to book another meeting with you if they know that you're going to give them more contacts? Yes, value first, right? So book the next appointment, phone call, and send them the business overview. If they want to know more about the solar or rain H2O, send them the client videos as well, right? So if you do that, now you're going to have plenty of people in the pipeline to talk to, invite to events, refer business to you, and now you'll constantly have that 4 to 6 Zooms booked a day, and between 10 to 20 people to follow up every day as well. So I appreciate you guys staying on a little bit after for this presentation, and thank you, Mr. Bean, for allowing me to share and serve the team today.
No problem. I appreciate you again for putting that training together. You already had it together, so that's why you trained to today. You are an expert. When it comes to that, again, you get results. And a lot of people rave about what they learn from you. So just know this: at some point in time, you'll probably be training that for the company. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to take full advantage of this, as opposed to just our team. Again, I want to make sure people are empowered. So thank you again, Angel. Great training. And guys, let's go ahead and make sure that everybody is leveling up. Let's make sure that everybody is putting themselves in a position where they can take full advantage of that training. Okay. Let's make sure everybody's putting themselves in a position where they're using all the resources that we have, but using them wisely. So we'll see you guys at the top. We'll see you guys at the bank. We'll see you guys at the beach. And for those of you who have guests, those guests will be able to when it comes to the presentations that we have. Omi is going to be running the presentation calls at 12, 2, and 4. Business presentation from myself at 12. Mrs. Bean's presentation for water, rain, H2O will be done at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then one more presentation for myself at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time as well. So I want to make sure you guys have everything you guys need to be successful. So take care, guys. Talk soon. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.